Oh my goodness me. Imagine, cat. No, imagine.
Oh, finally.
You boot
the
up the game.
Okay, boot up the game.
Boot up the game. And the game says, no, you have to go and cheer it's trauma every time the character comes alive. But we're not here to talk about Silent Hill, that new Silent Hill game.
Sharing
Imagine
trauma before you start.
sharing trauma with some strangers.
Before you begin the
No.
game, please write in under 140 characters something you want to share. Your deepest
No,
regret.
no, even worse, no. Everybody spam trauma on the chat before we start the game. That's why I play Silent Hill. The new Silent Hill.
I mean,
Very good.
you can't leave chat in silent.
Yes.
Here.
God.
This is the hill where we die on, as in we start the
Yes.
podcast.
Yes.
It's always a good episode when we start with the Imagine intro.
Yes.
Welcome to dia.log, the Gamer Matters podcast.
Welcome.
Episode 147, recorded on November 5 or 5th, the 5th of November, 2023.
Dang. Almost to the end of the year.
Almost to the
oh my
cutoff.
God. Almost to the cutoff. Oh my god, there's still more games. It's piling up.
And we are still playing. We're still
Yeah.
playing games.
Still playing.
And can you imagine, I'm still playing games that I sort of cannot talk about.
Yes.
Mm.
But I can. Haha.
Aha. So who are these voices? Introducing the panel. Hold on, I had a bit with who is these voices, but never mind. Introducing the panel, we have Danial over there.
Hello.
On the other side is Anan.
What's up?
And I am Amirul Mekronos Ashraf or Meck. And no, these voices in your head are not your psyche talking. We are not your party members, please. But you are free to listen to if you would need someone to talk about video games that you want to parasocially join in. And speaking of which, video games, a bunch of video games are coming out or already came out. And we've been playing some of them. Have we not?
Maybe. Verdict's still up.
I see. How about this? How about I recommend you a game that will be good. The game is a game that you should play, but not right now. It's a good game somewhere there, but it's not ready yet. Oh man, I think we should start with the talking something in the hood, in the neighborhood, or a bit scale it up a bit. Town, city skylines.
Yeah.
Okay. City Skylines, the game that basically dethroned SimCity and put it into the grave which EA and Maxis have yet to reopen again. They have remained dormant ever since the debacle of 2013.
They put it in what's it called? Those cement coffin and threw it off the lake.
And they figured they haven't broke the emergency glass to recover that and get back into making city builders for now. I mean, Sims are already a cash cow, so they know where the money is at. Because of that, City Skylines, which came mostly out of nowhere in 2015, has become the de facto urban city builder game. And I should mention urban city builder because city builders have over the years have expanded in terms of what genre that is. There are more than just your SimCities, your City Skylines, your Cities SXL. There are plenty of other unexpected city builders. I mean, Frostpunk is a city builder,
Yeah, true.
Hmm?
Yep.
but with
Yeah.
a very strong narrative. So city builders can be a lot of things these days, but so we have to specify it being an urban city builder. I need to check something for a bit, but you guys, what do you guys know about City Skylines 2 for now?
All right. So I know it's. I just watched the a review by like bigger YouTubers can recently before we start the podcast. I know that it is like I think like it's sort of a 2 step forward, 1 step back type of game so far in its early access phase, because there's some good stuff, but there's also some bad stuff,
Yeah.
and there's also accidents.
Oh, that's the fun thing they have added.
I saw one, like I remember I saw one streamer playing it, and he said, "Wait, where is this crash?" And it was a car crashed somewhere in the middle of the ocean, an accident, so no one can get to him.
Oh my god, yeah, the traffic dispatch can get to them, yeah. Oh. I think the game does not take that into account.
Yes, because
I mean
But-
the citizen, no, I guess that some they call it the sim with a C. The sim
Mhm.
maybe like laying down somewhere on the side of the road, but the car is gone down in the
Yeah,
ocean.
like it's already done. Yeah, that person already done the walk of shame from their car. Like, where were you the last 5 hours? Oh,
Okay, City Skylines 2 has a lot of good changes for people who have been playing City Skylines over and over, and they will say, "Thank God, finally they've changed that thing." And have you guys played the original game by any
I
chance?
played.
yeah. I played on the PlayStation Plus back in the day.
Okay, you know the starting part of the game is always a hassle, kan?
Yeah.
Yes.
You have
Setting up
to,
power and stuff. Fuel
Mhm.
line.
and if you mess that bit up, you just restart the map all over again.
Yeah, it's
Yep,
actually like
yep.
just up. That's it.
What if I told you that they have fixed that?
Ooh, how?
Okay, there's a lot of layers here, but for one thing, they've made the action of laying down power grids and water pipes basically automatic. As in the
Mm.
road, if you are drawing roads down on the city, you will have water pipes and electric lines under them.
Oh, thank God.
So
Okay.
so now you just have to like connect a big power line. So let's say your power plant to a road network, and then the grid will have electricity. Same as need to have a power pump, water pump, one pipe that connects into the road network, and then
Mhm.
from the road network connect back to a sewer, the switch dump, and you'll have your water piping basically ready to go. That's it. So that removes a lot of the mental checklist of, okay, I need to do this and I need to do this and this and this. And also, the way the budgeting works, the money works, is that it's a bit more lenient in some ways, because you will now have government subsidies in a way that
The,
the game expects you, when you start out a small city, you won't be turning a profit. It makes sense. Services cost a lot of money, and when
Mhm.
you're starting out, and you just don't have enough citizens to like get your taxes from, because the only way you get most of your profit is from taxing people, and you can't have a large enough
X base.
when there are not enough citizens, so you have to expand and expand and expand, because services are just is downright expensive, and you won't be even making money with services most of the time. Sure, you will get you can collect fees for your transports, for your bus rides and whatever, kan, but it usually will never
yeah.
like go back to green. unless you are very, very good city planner, which not everyone is. Like the real world. So because of the government subsidies, they kind of like cushion you in terms of you will usually have just enough budget to like float your budget to move from month to month, despite you not really actually you are technically in the red. I mean, you still can get loans, but usually the government backs you up, which I don't know. Maybe they need to like tone it down just a bit or whatever, because I feel like I have made some decisions where my city used to have less subsidies because I have grown it over time. But then, because of a weird bug that involves garbage pileups, I cannot like I decided to like expand my landfill, my garbage resources, garbage collection resources, and like put in the landfills, put in the incinerator power plants, and apparently just cannot keep enough for demand. Trash has been piling up in the city for whatever reason. Apparently it's a bug. They are looking into it. And because of that, my budget, my expenses for services, it reaches into the 4 million mark. 2 million is just for garbage day.
Oh no.
And it still cannot keep up. I even have because the game has also like cool tools where you can follow the garbage truck and whatever, and I watched the garbage trucks going around the city and just like, okay, zero tons collected, and then all of a sudden 30 tons collected. Oh, going back, and then no storage left. So garbage pile up. Apparently the bug involves the incinerator, which is supposed to be like, okay, we burn garbage to turn it into energy, and that thing also creates more garbage, so it doesn't solve anything. Oh, god damn it. So there's a problem, which is but in terms of the good bits back again, City Skylines 2 understands how to what people wanted in a city builder like this is that you want to make big, sprawling cities. And the map is genuinely bigger. They changed the skills in terms of the tiles. You start with like one tile again. The tile, that one tile itself is actually smaller, but you can unlock more tiles in general. And the map is also in general just like bigger. I forgot how many, about 10 times or whatever the number, but it is genuinely bigger. So you do have a lot of space to work around to build your dream utopia / dystopia. I don't know, if you like to build a huge city surrounded by landfills because the garbage bug is a thing still, by all means you can do that. And as you can expect, this game has been like in the hands of streamers for a while, at least a month already. So you have seen the cursed content that has been coming out, including people intentionally instigating traffic accidents just for the fun of it. See how many times can a car go around a toge like route designed to be dangerous, and see how many accidents pile up. So that's die design. Look at all these squiggly lines. Yeah. It is intentional. The design is intentional to kill you. Yes.
Work and back is a Mount Akina toge line. Small K car.
Man, some people but the biggest problem right now is overall the game feels like it should have been placed. The game should have a title of early access right now. No, the game's content complete, but man, it feels like it's missing like 6 to 1 year worth of polish.
Oh, that's a lot.
I feel like they are rushing right now. Like even the past week, they have like putting in 3 different hotfixes just for optimization issues, adjusting the LOD stuff and whatever. And macam, huh?
Mhm.
I mean, wow, they really didn't get enough time to do all this, huh? And the fact that now that people see there's a lot of bugs in the simulation, some content. Imagine this, you know that the game has in-game soundtrack kan, which is designed around as a radio kan, where the radio just plays different songs and advertisements and whatever kan, for the flavor kan. They've discovered the community discovered that there's not all of the music assets are being played, so they are looping just the 3 to 4 the same songs when the game actually has more. This should be an easy, at least for me lah, from here. I don't know how it is coded and whatever kan, but for me the idea is that should be an easy one to spot, but I guess it's down under the priority list. They just didn't got time to get around it. For performance is also it is stuttering all over.
It's using Unity like so.
Daniel, you're roboting lah.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, cannot hear you.
Yep.
Oh.
Gotta adjust a little bit or whatever on your side. Betul lah. I saw the Gamers Nexus benchmarking kan. Not even the best 40 series RTX cards can do this game justice, and because of poor optimization, like woof, man, woof. Which is a shame, man, because underneath it all, there's a good game in there. They made a lot of good changes. Other than the one I mentioned about the way power lines and water pipes work kan. The road tool is much more easier to work. Now you know exactly the angle of all the routes you put in and the length of the route. So you don't have to eyeball. If you're like designing specific you're very meticulous in how you design your cities, yeah, you need to have this length of road and whatever. Instead of like eyeballing the how much price of the route I'm laying down, you have distance in meters, angles, and everything. So it works better. And in what else? But that's on top of my head lah. The simulation aspects is also interesting in the way that in City Skylines 2, you should remember to put parking spaces.
You
Because
didn't make the car like parking realistic.
yes, realistic as in they will parallel park on the side of the road if there's no parking space.
Oh,
So
okay.
and no, Daniel, you're still roboting. Nope.
Oh.
No, not still cannot hear. The fact that the simulation take account how much travel by foot a citizen have to go when they are deciding which place they want to need to go. So essentially, if you are doing a commercial district and you want to place your shops, remember to put a parking spot there, because you know if there are no parking spots, people don't bother going to your shops around that area. But somehow these citizens are kind of like they are a bit determined in a way that they will take the long road if they have to. I've seen people going on the sidewalk, crossing a whole damn bridge to the other side of town because there's no parking space. They rather walk.
Okay, that's a very determined citizen.
Yeah, very determined. Which is, maybe the simulation can work around a bit on that. But still, Yeah, I mean the idea works. The some of it is interesting changes, and the fact that oh no, now you need to place like okay lah, in the residential district it's fine like to see all the cars parking on the side of the road kan, but in the commercial areas or the office, oh my god, it's an eyesore. And then when you see the traffic piling up, I mean it's more realistic than before. You don't see that in the regional.
Mhm.
And as mentioned, there are traffic accidents. You get to see car crash, motorcycles also, trucks go skidding off and blocking whole 2 3 or even the whole road or highway even, and just see the traffic back up. So itulah, City Skylines 2 is worth playing when it's done for real.
When it's finished, polish.
Because the game is only released on PC, but the console versions have been delayed. I wonder why. In hindsight, that should have hinted something is going on. But I guess the good time to check back in City Skylines 2 is when they've released the console versions and see if the PC can get similar parity in terms of performance. If you can play on consoles, it should work on most PCs. Not all, but at least better
Yeah,
than it
at
is right
least,
now.
yeah. I mean, if you have like a newer GPUs, you shouldn't even be stuttering.
Even the RTX 40 series is struggling, which is odd. What the heck? So, no lah. It's a shame lah. It's. I thought this would be an easy addition into our list, but no. You stay out for a bit. They. This is the sort of game with the long tail end, where okay, the reviews are out right now may not be like as glowing as you might expect from the
Mhm.
reputation, but the reputation of this game, similar to most Paradox games, builds over time. It's like when we are in year 2 or year 3 of that game, oh yeah, this game is
Yeah, then
good,
it
it's
gets
on
better.
discount,
Yeah.
yeah. It's always like that. Even City Skylines, the original, I don't think the vanilla 1.0 version was not that
No,
good.
there's like a lot of updates and mod support from the community. Then okay, it's worth playing.
It's good in the sense that the SimCity 2013 set the bar very low. So but it has potential, and the potential got reached through, as you said lah, Anan, the mod support and the
Mhm.
post game updates and post launch updates. So it did get better. So here's hoping City Skylines 2 also will work itself out in the coming months and years to come. Like the game lets you do roundabouts with the click of a button these days. Like that's a good quality of life change. I can make Shah Alam anywhere now.
Oh god. Oh man.
See a traffic jam at the junction, my immediate reaction is roundabout or not? Roundabout or not? But before that, in City Skyline, you have to like demolish the roads, and then you have to like carefully make a curved road around again. Now this time it's just a click. You click on that thing and then you drag it
Yeah.
into an intersection. You get a roundabout easy, and it looks nice. But still, if you want to do a Putrajaya skill of roundabout, you still have to do
Oh,
it
okay, that's
manually
the
lah.
manually done.
Yeah. I mean, you can still do weird highway shenanigans with that. Oh, and you can also like stack the roads easily. I'm not sure if it's a new feature, but it's just like it just works better lah if it was a feature before. In a way that okay, you want to put road down there and then you put a highway on top, yeah, as a flyover, and okay, easy. Just
Mhm.
drag it.
That's justice.
Okay, I can hear you, Daniel. No roboto.
You can see me? Hello?
Yo.
Yes.
Okay.
There we go.
There you
I
go.
have beaten. I've gone downstairs, beaten up my router, and I've come back.
I see. The old reset the router trick.
Yeah.
Mm.
I have done the. I've done the Yakuza way of just beating it up until it works, which I think will be a good segue.
Segue,
If I'm
but
not mistaken.
we should move on. But I should
In the-
mention just one thing.
Yeah.
Skylines 2 also now lets you address have you plop down communication services, as in you need to
Oh,
put the antennas for
the
Wi-Fi.
5G towers.
Yeah, you need to put in the
Yeah.
5G towers. Yes, exactly. People in the offices need their 5G towers. Because you know, they export software. Oh yeah, there's a whole import export thing which is also pretty cool, but it's not really working as intended as much. But there you go. Let's move on. Back in time.
Back in time on
Back in
your.
time.
Are we taking the DeLorean?
Yeah. How does the DeLorean work? Does it specify a time or?
You just press the number on the keyboard on the keypad and then just go.
Okay, if that's the case, punch in 1886 or 1868. What around that time lah, maybe we'll get it right lah. But we'll going back to the late Edo period, or specifically the Bakamatsu time.
Bakumatsu.
Bakumatsu, yeah,
Bakamatsu.
Like a Dragon Ishin.
Mhm.
The LED series.
What a LED it is. This game was released after Yakuza 5 and before Yakuza 0. That's the context of the original release on PS3, only in Japan, or technically Japan and not in Japan, released in Japanese and also traditional Chinese. So I think there are all three versions, if not mistaken. The game is available somewhere in Southeast Asia, as long as you can you can understand Chinese lah, because there are no English releases. This
Till now.
is until now, and this is technically a remake. This is in those countries that got like a Dragon Ishin, as it was called. This is like a Dragon Ishin Kiwami.
Okay.
Okay, so like Yakuza, like a dragon. This series is trying really hard to like make sure the parity of names between the Japanese names and the English names to be the same, kan? But there are so many different quirks where it's still not kind of the same.
Yeah.
You know that the upcoming game coming out this month, like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name.
Yeah.
The title in Japanese includes the number, and it's not the number we think of. It's like like a dragon 7 Gaiden. So because what we thought of like a dragon Gaiden would have been like, you know, like Yakuza 6.5, because you know you play as Kiryu again. The game is a brawler again rather than a turn-based RPG. But you know, they'll get there. They will get there.
They'll get there.
But not with like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, because that game,
It's
in
that's the
Japanese,
sequel.
in Japanese it's
Wait,
called
what's
Like a Dragon 8. No subtitles. Like a Dragon 8. But we here have to call it Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth because there was never a Like a Dragon 7. Oh my god. Anyways, Like a Dragon Ishin, back on topic. The remake, the Kiwami version. In terms of, you know, if we compare it as a Kiwami release, kan, there have been 3, if I'm not mistaken. You have your Yakuza Kiwami, your Kiwami 2, and then this game lah, Like a Dragon Ishin Kiwami. In terms of, when you compare it between those 3 games, Ishin may seem like the lesser package, the weakest of the remakes, mostly because they didn't really change much. the game still plays like it feels more like Yakuza 0, which makes sense because as I mentioned, the chronological way is like that. It was before Yakuza 0. And this is the first game that introduced style switching. This was the first one.
As in the fighting style?
Yes, the fighting style.
Oh, okay.
So you know how Kiryu can have your brawler style and the
The
rush
fast
style,
style. And
and
yeah.
the beast. Is it beast? I forgot lah. The one
Yeah.
with the grappler moves.
Yeah.
Okay, and that originated from this game. It started from Ishin.
Okay.
So that's interesting when you learn that. Oh yeah, the first time technically Kiryu gets to style switch is the one game where he gets to wield a gun and a sword lah, but with also a gun.
It's a gun. TM.
Samurai with a gun, because again the game is set during the end of the feudal Japan era. Essentially, this is leading to the Meiji Restoration. The restoration is in the title. Ishin translate around something like Great Restoration or something like that. So it's leading to the birth of a nation of Japan. And because of that, this game centers around historical figures, but they are all played by characters you know and love from the Like a Dragon series. So you have famous name like Sakamoto Ryoma, but in this game he's technically Kazuma Kiryu because he looks like Kiryu, he sounds like Kiryu, same voice actor, and somehow he also have some characteristics of Kiryu. Because one of the pivotal scenes in the game early on is that Ryoma doesn't want to kill people, despite joining an organization that is known to
For killing people.
kill people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on a
Yakuza,
moment.
I'm Batman.
Do you feel something familiar with that bit?
Yeah.
Because the game started out where somehow Ryoma's father figure has been killed and he's out on the run to find who killed his father figure. Does that ring any bells?
Hmm.
And then that somehow leads him to join a super organization that is known to kill people and be ruthless around the city. Gee.
Oh, you mean Assassin's Creed? Dang.
I what I mean is the Shinsengumi, aka the Special
Yeah.
Forces
Yeah.
Corps. You join the Corps this time, but they also murder people. Oh god damn it! No, the fun part of Ishin is that they are using the elements of historical things from history, but then they somehow melded in with fiction, and that fiction is specifically a Like a Dragon fiction. They are telling Like a Dragon story
Historical.
in terms of history, yes. So you can expect oh no, I need to find my who killed my Oya-san, and then leads to we are now entered the Meiji Restoration. You can expect that. That is not even a spoiler. It's in the title. You can expect Japan becoming Japan by the end of the game. Like,
No, it's like you know what's gonna happen. You just want to see how it goes, how it
yeah,
leads.
the fun is not looking at what the domino. You know how the domino can fall over kan into a bigger domino and bigger domino one. The bigger domino is the restoration of Japan. But the fun part is like looking at how they arrange all the dominoes into like weird intricate pieces that kind of like spans into a web and then goes back in, and then they split into weird designs and then come back. Okay, and then they fall the last domino. Because it's a wild ride, man. The twist and turns is typical Yakuza stuff, but I mean I can follow the ride. I don't mind. Okay, the reveal is this. I see. And then they reveal it this thing. And I say a stretch, but I allow it. And the fact that and
Oh no.
this is one of the games where I hope this is going to be a recurring feature where you have a menu item you can select, and you just see the not the family tree, the relationship tree of all the players in the game. So okay, you see Sakamoto Ryoma, and then all the other the characters that Ryoma has interacted, they are part of the story, and just see. What I'm saying is that they actually done the FF16 thing before FF16. This game released in February, 16 released in June, so you can keep track of all the different names, because you might see the familiar face, but they go by a different name in this game. Like Majima's here, but he takes the name of one Okita Soji,
Okay, Tasuchi.
which is
Okay.
a real person who was the first division captain for the
Of
Shinsengumi.
Shisengumi, yes.
Yes. I mean, you look at the Wikipedia of Shinsengumi and familiarize with the character names, because some of them appear in this game.
Mhm.
And the Shinsengumi have 10 different captains. So you have 10 different people. This is a ensemble cast of a game. So, when people are plotting and then suddenly they mention a name which is their first name, not first name, their given name rather than their family name, and then hold on, who's this again? Who's this again? I had that moment a lot of times because I just don't remember the names. And then I see the face, this guy, okay.
Man, it could be worse because I just searched Okita Soji and I got the saber Okita Soji from
yep.
Fate Go.
I
As
mean, you
also-
can also find it in Gintama. They have
In
the
Gintama,
Shinsengumi there too.
Oh
Yeah. Oh my god.
Cover Shinsengumi, yeah. From what I
Who's
learned,
Kondo Isami?
Oh my god.
Kondo Isami. I cannot reveal.
Okay.
Oh, spoiler. You have to play the game. Yeah, it's on Game Pass. You have to play the game.
But I think what I can say that this character in the remake has been recasted.
Yeah.
So
I know what.
in the remake, they have been like they have recasted some of the more niche characters, because back then they have to work with Yakuza 1 to 5.
Mhm.
And then by now you have like the Yakuza 0 bosses are so famous these days, kan? And they are
Yes,
also star actors, kan? They have to
Yep.
bring them back. So they put the 3 very prominent bosses in around the cast. So, but you'll know them. You can expect a boss fight with them, essentially, because again they are technically different people, but they have the same characteristics. Like, god damn it. Take for example kan Okita Soji kan, since he's technically the Majima insert, he's the Majima insert kan, he behaves like Majima. He's crazy. He's like he's doing the mad eyes thing. People call him Mad Dog sometimes, and he addresses Ryoma with I forgot his other name, because for reasons Ryoma uses a second name when he joins the Shinsengumi. He becomes, was it Hajime Saito Hajime. So Okita calls Ryoma Hajime-chan, yes, now I got it.
Hajime-chan.
It takes time to like remember all these names, but this game has lore and history about it. But for those who are deep into the Japan lore, I think you'll find it amusing in how they portray some of these events.
I don't know, man, because I'm looking. The law is also Fate Go, part of Fate Go. All of them are part of Fate Go as well. So I don't know how the Japan law is going to understand.
Fate Go is contaminated all the
Yes.
historical figure.
Yeah.
Look, from what I gather, Shinsengumi is technically the Japan version of Hantua. They can reinterpret in very different ways. Like we have our Hantua as some very serious warrior, or a story about just Tuah and Jebat with their very different alliances, and Or
The different pendekars.
The
or
pendekas,
Pada
yes.
Sultan.
that one is there's the tokusatsu style with the 5 kids all being like differently colored kan. Not tokusatsu, rather like sentai.
Yes.
I mean,
that's
Sentai
right,
is
yes.
tokusatsu.
Yeah,
Is it?
more or less, yes.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah, true enough. But yeah, but this way, the way Shinsengumi gets twisted and all the law. The fun part is that sometimes some part of the law is just history happen because of stupid things or rather by accident. There's one moment in the game where Ryoma hangs out with two different big members of the loyalist parties, aka the people who want to overthrow the current government lah, because they want to overthrow the government so they can put power to the emperor. But these guys want to do it by force, by military. But there will be war when this guy take action. So what, for some reason, Ryoma was grieving. He was sad. He was very sad. He wants to get drunk. And then somehow, at that night, they met these two other acquaintances that Ryoma has met before, but have never like really talked a lot. But they say, "Yo, you guys, we need to drink," because these two guys are actually like they don't like each other. They're technically at, I'm not saying at war, but they are very much not in good terms lah. But Ryoma convinces them to like get drunk together for one night and just have a good time. Later that day, apparently, these two big forces have combined the Chosu and the Satsuma uh, regions, not provinces. Before that, Japan changed a lot of the names. These are old names, I believe. Those two regions decided to like go into an alliance. They call it the Sacho Alliance, and Ryoma didn't realize what happened. He somehow got them together to become an even powerful force by sheer happenstance. So expect weird turns of history like that. Gameplay wise, it plays like Yakuza 0. If you like Yakuza 0, play this game. That's the easy way
Okay.
to. Because the combat is very janky at first because you know you start with limited moves, but then you go
Yeah.
over time, you get all
Get more
the
moves. Yeah.
and then once you get your blocks, your dodges, all your hit moves, now you're playing Yakuza / like a dragon. The ability to hold a sword / gun may be a very big appeal because the gun is fun. You don't have to reload the gun. It's a revolver, but you just shoot. You just spam the square, or your X. Just spam it, and then it's spam to win. But that's not fun. The other fun one is Wild Dancer, which is the stance where Ryoma fights with the gun on one hand and the sword with another. And one of his best move is just like tooling around while shooting and slicing people up. Spin to win, baby. Spin to win. You become a living top, spinning top that kills people. Apparently, for the remake, they have to nerf it because it was too good on the original release. From what I understand, whoops. But it's fun though. You just spin to win. Expect most of the mini games there, the gambling's all there. You can even play Texas Hold'em because you know Japan has started getting your Western influences, so you can play Texas Hold'em alongside your dice game in the same gambling hall. Shogi is there. Karaoke is of course available with new songs.
Of course. Oh, boo!
No, because the original game, man, Ryoma only sings one song. So they have added two. One is a new rendition of Bakamitai, because you need to have a Bakamitai these days. Yeah. And the other is I forgot the name. It's not Iji Sakurai. Iji Sakurai is the original. I think Iji Samurai or something. Ijin Samurai.
Iji Samurai. Oh my
Something
god.
that is translates into True-Hearted Samurai, where the lyrics sound like you have to be steel-hearted and be very strong. And while the song is there, a FMV of a real life person, or rather 3 people, all female, all in geisha costumes, dances at the back, distracting you, and it's one of the hardest karaoke games. And I may or may not mean that literally.
Okay.
I googled that music, that video of that karaoke song, and people have been making that jokes, and I just say, yeah, yeah. I mean, I got caught off guard as well.
Oh my god. Okay, I just switch and I'm like, what is this?
Imagine like
Oh my god.
button presses, which are very complicated ones, is one of the hardest one, and then suddenly, the shot changes.
Oh.
And then the finale just show, and then part of the song is like, okay, this is the FMV of the girls dancing, and then Ryoma pops up at the front like a VTuber, suddenly singing along. Like, what the?
No, that is this their way to say, oh yeah, we're gonna have a VTuber in the next game. This is how we're gonna reveal it.
I mean, they definitely have watched VTubers, man. We'll wait for like Dragon Infinite Wealth to if we can. If you want to like and subscribe that VTuber. Oh yeah, you can bet on chicken races.
Yes.
Yeah. No, of course, no pocket chicken racing. It's before its
I
time.
mean, yeah. Yeah.
Almost a roboto.
What happened?
But
Oh
you,
no.
okay. Oh yeah, and also,
It is one of those days, yeah.
I mean, if you hit the time of like having to actually just like slashing people and gunning people down, you can also just take a boat, go into the villa outside of town, and have your second life, your another life where you just do farming and raise chickens and pet the dog and somehow help a girl named Haruka who has a debt to pay. For some reason, Haruka appears. And no, I mean like the actual. I'm not sure it's the actual Haruka, but you know the girl, the surrogate daughter of Kiryu, with the same face and voice actor, because you have to have your cast of characters appearing.
No, you need to have the adopted daughter. Yes, very important to the plot.
Yeah, like a dragon. Ishin. It's a game that I would recommend mostly to people who wanted to play Yakuza 0 and Yakuza Kiwami was not enough. I mean, you can start from here if you want to, if you're that curious. As in there's no like you'll be missing a lot of the connotations of, oh yeah, these characters are playing the characters before rather than their historical character they are playing right now. You don't get a lot of that context, but it still works as a standalone game. It doesn't need you to understand that Kiryu has a really doesn't want to kill people. Despite in combat, you literally slice people, you stab people with the sword, you gun down people with how many bullets?
Gun down.
You literally.
Don't worry, like don't worry about it.
And then when the games when in cutscenes, are you sure can you kill this off? And then drama. The person that should be killed died suddenly. Oh, okay, off the hook. Let's go. Move on. And speaking of that, we should move on.
Yep, we should move on. It's on Game Pass. Yeah, the game is also on Game Pass alongside the upcoming Like a Dragon Gaiden. So If you like more, essentially, if you like more Yakuza or like a Dragon games, here you go.
Busy month. And we-
Easy, but
And we're not talking about what's coming in January.
God, God.
Do you like your JRPGs? Do you like your RPGs made in Japan? Mm,
Good luck. Good luck.
Plenty of freaking food worth 20 plus hours each.
Right.
So
So
Daniel, you're there? Are you here?
yeah, I'm still there. Yeah.
Are you awake?
I am awake. That's no wonder that's robotic. No, it is the other side trying to pull me in to not let people know that Alan Wake 2 is one of the best games creatively and the best story. I feel like so far it is one of the best stories. Better than Starfield, sadly, but I digress. Okay, so what do you guys want to know about Alan Wake 2?
How much of a jump it is?
Ooh.
Or is it better to just compare it with Alan Wake 1 to Alan Wake 2?
No, good. That's actually a good question, man. Because technically, we are now in the Remedy. I want to say this in the Remedy. I think it's the game universe, Remedy game universe, where not only Alan Wake is connected to Control, but it is essentially like it's one own. It is a shared universe. Due to the fact that if anyone who has played the DLCs, the expansions for Control, the final one is literally talking about this one event that happened in Alan Wake 1, and they have like tried to tie it together pretty well. Even though the circumstances are that they made that DLC during a time where everybody has to stay at home and work at home. So yeah, pretty good. So okay, so basics of Alan Wake 2 is okay, spoiler for the ending for Alan Wake 1. Alan Wake is in the other side, or the dark place, where he has been trapped due to his doppelganger, one Mr. Scratch, put him there after being cursed. But the reason why Alan Wake has now escaped the dark place is due to the fact that another FBI agent, your second protagonist in this game, one Mrs. Saga Anderson, she's investigating a murder of her former, I think like former workforce or co-worker, Mr. Agent Nightingale. That if you know, yeah, if you play in the first game, that's like one of the agents that was hunting down Alan at the later chapters of the game, because his body come up awash in Bright Falls, and they are investigating his murder. For macam like the graphic leap set, it's from Control to Alan Wake 2. It is actually quite nice, like very good. They have using I think that the Nvidia punya stuff, and they did had help with Epic Games, you know, the publisher and sole proprietor of the engine called Unreal, to help them with their engine to make it more what's the word that people keep using it? Photogenic or something like that?
And I can tell that Alan Wake 2 is published by Epic Games
Epic,
because
yes.
because there's a pre-order
Epic only.
bonus where you get an Alan Wake outfit in Fortnite. Alan
Yeah.
Wake can survive the horrors of Fortnite with Ryu from Street Fighter and Darth Vader.
If he can survive the terrors of Darth Vader, Master Chief, and Ryu, and Naruto, he can survive the dark place, which in this version of the dark place is a very seedy New York. I wonder what game Remedy is remaking in next after this.
Clever use.
Yeah. New York. I wonder what game.
Look, man, if they need to save the budget when they are making this high quality of a game, or of assets, by all
Might as well that.
means.
Yeah. Yeah, like Like for those who don't know, the next game for Remedy, according to reports, is the Max Payne 1 and 2 remake, which they have a very detailed model of New York now, thanks to Alan Wake 2. Funny, But the story one thing that I enjoy is that they intertwine, like they really intertwine it, because at the start of the game you play as Saga for the first 2 chapters, to the point where then you meet up with Alan via bizarre circumstances. Then you switch over to Alan's side for his first 2 chapters of the game, where he tries to escape the New York, which leads to, like, if you're like a fan, or no, if you're like a newcomer to the Alan Wake series, the game gives you a very interesting way to know. I wonder what happened in the first game, in the form of a musical. Which I think you can see, in the form of a musical. The whole plot of the first game is in a musical. Like, there's no enemies.
Okay, in universe, is it a musical? As in, like, okay, is it just a musical level, or is it like a product within the game universe that
A musical level.
Oh, okay.
No, it is like, you are in the dark place, kan? You are in a very sinister talk show, because apparently Alan has made a book, even though it's been 13 years since he stepped in the outside world. So they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna tell you the story of this book via this musical.
Lemau. Okay. In
It
universe,
is one
it's a
of, like,
musical. Alright.
And, like, it is the funniest thing as well. Like, and you know the voice of Asgard, weird Finnish. Yeah, they are there as well. They are playing the music.
Okay, I was about to ask, are they doing the usual recap thing? No, I see why.
Yeah, we're doing the recap, but
Okay, so they did extra.
well, make it a playable recap.
Sure. Sure.
It kind of reminds me of those nightmare scenes from the first Max Payne. Like, exactly that. Like, no combat at all. You just, oh yeah, here's the first game. And one thing that I put on Twitter when I first started playing, and she brings along to this investigation, because what happened to Nightingale is he went alone. He went rogue. So, and her partner knows him, Nightingale. Her partner is, if in the Alan Wake universe, is a character Alan made up, because he's a writer, whatever. Do you know who Alan is? Sam Lake, but the voice Jack.
Oh,
the robotic.
No, cannot hear. I heard the Alan Wake character is something Sam Lake. That's the message I've gotten
Oh my
through.
god. Oh my god, the internet's pretty shit today. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so her partner is essentially Max Payne, because Alan, Sam Lake is the body, the voice is Mr. McCaffrey, Max Payne with your voice.
Huh. Oh man.
So he talks in the gruff voice, ha ha ha.
Does he do your melancholic epilogues or whatever?
Yes, he does.
Oh right.
He does, yes, he does that.
God damn it. Remedy does Remedy things. I cannot see more than that.
No, again, it's another. No. Is that what you say? It's another thing. They're just saving resources. Here is our Max Payne for 1 and 2.
And it's also kind of a recurring gag, so might as well just do it. Fans love it anyway, so they can get away with that. God damn it, you. I mean, it's not overused,
Like,
which is fun.
Yeah. The funniest part, when you meet Alex Casey for the first time, he wears, the typical FBI punya jacket lah, with the FBI logo. But he also appears in Alan's punya apa? Alan's punya world as well, the other side. But he's wearing the jacket, the tie, the terrible tie, the jacket, which is essentially Meck.
He dresses like
Like, it has to be intentional, isn't it? My God, like that is so on the nose, and it's not remedy. Like, haha. Oh yeah. So,
I
any
want to ask one thing.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
if control is spooky, kan, would you say control is spooky rather than scary?
The control is not spooky for me. It's intriguing because you have
Okay.
your weird departments. This one, yeah, Alan
Okay.
Wake 2 is more spooky.
But is it scary?
Yes, you got
I-
very. Oof.
Like let's specify. Is it
Like-
is it spooky? Is it okay? Intriguing, spooky, scary. Where is it on the scale? I just need to get a feel of it.
It's
Oh man.
spooky. Yeah, it's intriguing and spooky.
Okay,
There
not
are some jump scares. Like, of course, it's a horror game. Yeah, it's a horror game. It is scary, but it is spooky and intriguing. Like, especially like for Saga, she does the heavy lifting because she has all the bosses, the boss that in the first just we like fight them. Saga gets the, oh no, here's the final end boss. Have fun, good luck. Well, Alan. Alan.
Yeah, this is getting.
The robotic.
I was like,
I mean, the other side is really pulling you down, Daniel. This time, we really struggling to hear you now.
hold on, I have to do. Let me go.
Okay, while Daniel go do his thing and
Hello. I think I will go. To make sure I don't get caught by the evil demons. I'm using my phone. Aha.
Thank God for what's the word? Switching, platform switching, whatever it is
Platform
lah. The
switching,
handover
yeah.
thing.
So okay. So what else do you want to know besides before I got cut out just now?
Itu lah. I just want to know, is it a spooky game or scary game? Because
Yeah, it's just, Mhm.
there's a lot of games these days that are intriguing, but when I see, is it scary, and I just have to nope myself out. Like, and the new Amnesia, I have to nope myself out because even though the gameplay is interesting, I rather not have to play a game where I've been chased by horrors from World War II.
It's not that type of spooky game. Like, it's not like amnesia style. Because it is, you are fighting like shadow beings, more or less, like humans, but you
Okay, Shadow Beings fine, but body horror cannot. That's
no
my
no
line.
body horror.
Okay.
No, there's no body horror because it is a cult. Like for it is the yeah. I think they established in the first game as well. It's a cult fan. So yeah, it's not body horror. It's just cult stuff.
Okay.
We want to resurrect for this one. The first one, they want to resurrect Thomas Zane, but for the second one, they're now trying to resurrect Mr. Scratch, aka people say, oh yeah, this is Alan Wake, even though if you play the games, no, that's not Alan Wake.
Okay.
And I think that's about it that I can say without spoiling it because the stuff that I found so far is very good. Like juicy stuff. Because I did mention Control, and they are there. The FPC are there, but you have to play the game to know why they are there.
Yeah, it's interesting lah. because for me control is fine, which is I'm okay with that kind of spooky.
The weird
The
oh my god.
weird,
White
incomprehensible.
letters everywhere.
Yeah,
Spooky.
yeah. But when you go into something a little bit bloody, or maybe ghostly, and yeah, I have to do a rain check on that.
Understandable, yeah, understandable.
Yeah, just not my thing, which is fine. Not everything has to cater, and I'm not asking for accessibility. I know what I want. That's not what I want. I can play other games. It's fine. Yeah, so Alan Wake 2 sounds, mm, let's see, this sounds like another headache that we're gonna add into our growing list of
Oh,
good games of 2023, looks like.
yes, it is one of our headaches. Yes, I can totally confirm at this point. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We will have 5 hours. You will have coffee. We will bring the coffee because this might take a while.
Yeah. We probably need to do some note sharing and whatever lah.
Yeah,
Media sharing maybe. But
media sharing maybe. Yeah.
we'll cross the bridge when we get there. But for now, Elevate 2, easy recommend. I know you're still
Yes.
working on that review.
Yeah, I am working on that review as well. It's coming out probably like a few before the next episode. Yep. But okay, so since I got bothered just now by the other side, the dark place. Now let's welcome one of our more confirmed entries to our coveted Crash Fire of the Year award. Contender number 5. This one is. It is the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 2023.
It will never not be funny. Having at least
It's the
it's
same. I said the same thing last year as well. Like Modern Warfare 2 2022. They're just be doing this on purpose now.
next
Yeah.
year just calling it Call of Duty 2024.
Yeah, if
We
they do
done
it,
with it.
yeah, it is already like thank you
Uh,
for listening. So this game, all right. What are the backstory for this one? Like, okay, so early reports back in June, back in E3, because they didn't reveal this. They didn't reveal this game at their usual time of E3 or not E3 for us this year. Because there was a report coming out because due to the fact of this very long, arduous process for Microsoft buying out Activision Blizzard. So they had to cobble together a Call of Duty game for this year, for this fiscal year. If not, they're not coming out with any game at all this year.
wait, hold up. Did Activision have any games this year?
Except that Crash Bash game. Yeah, except that Crash Bash game. Now I remember.
Oh yeah, that weird Crash mobile game. Is it still alive? I thought it was dead.
I think it's dead. Yeah. So yeah,
My
besides
God.
Crash, besides that Crash Bash game, they have nothing else.
Wow, that's Activision these days. I mean, we don't look at Blizzard lah, but just Activision alone. They make
Yeah,
Call
that's
of
Activision.
Duty,
Yeah,
and then one
and
weird.
Crash.
Wow, they have they put all their eggs in the basket of Call of Duty these days.
No, yeah. The problem is like they were expect Mr. Bobby Kotick and Co were expecting the deal to be done by I guess January 23 because they announced it October 23. No, 22. Sorry, yeah, October 22 last year. And I remember we were talking about it on the podcast like the week after that. Like, oh my god, Microsoft just bought fucking Activision. It's over. And it didn't for the next 12 months. It didn't until recently. So they had to go out. So I think like the reports that I've read said on that June, this Call of Duty, the one that is now the Trash Fire leader right now, is supposed to be a DLC. Like a $30, $20 DLC. Easy, like yeah, like like I think Battlefield does this again, like the Battlefield stuff, like, oh yeah, this is some maps, whatever, $20. Okay, there you go, have fun. That was the initial plan. But after the shenanigans of the deal, okay, we shall make this DLC into a full-size games. I'm pretty sure people will buy it. And they were correct. People did buy it. and now we have reaped what we were sowed. The campaign. Okay, Mac, how many hours do you think the campaign, a normal Call of Duty campaign takes? Do you feel?
I feel like 10 hours is too long.
Around 6 to 8.
Yeah, usually 6 to 8, but Anan is correct, 6 to 8. Me and my friend, he has the game. We played it. I watched him playing it from 1 a.m. this morning. At that time recording, 1 a.m. this morning. He finished it at 4.
Oh,
In
In 3 hours.
God
Huh?
damn.
From start to finish. Yeah.
Is that why they're compensating with having the level being open-ended, quote unquote?
Yes. And the open world. No, I think like it's even worse. It's even worse knowing that it is 3 hours. So that means technically, if you finish the game, you cannot refund it anymore. You already passed the 3 hour mark.
Because it's not 2 hours,
That
it's 3.
I just noticed that. If you cannot you cannot refund it because it's already past 2 hours. The game finishes literally at 3 hours mark. God. It's 300 ringgit. It's $70, so 310 ringgit for essentially kan. I put it in quotes at Twitter this morning. For essentially, you're buying a DLC pack, a patch note, and zombies for $70 for 300 ringgit. It sounds so bad, and it is bad.
Yeah, now that I think of it, and their whole selling point of, hey, we got the multiplayer maps from the old games back.
Yeah, all the old games from MW1 and 2 and 3. Not even this one, not the current MW1 or 2 3. It's the old one, the 2009 one. That is exactly.
Now it sounds more cynical than it is like, oh yeah, cool
Exactly.
throwback. Can they're doing they're cashing in on nostalgia is one, which is fine at least, but then they are doing it because they just need to turn out something real quick,
Yes.
because they are working at a very very short deadline, very short time to work on it. Like, oh god.
There's reports saying that this game was made in 1 year. So basically for October, they started work on that DLC, quote unquote DLC on October. I think so. That means somewhere along the management said, "Oh shit!" I probably around the time where the FTC was like barring the deal. Okay, oh shit, we have to make something up, make this into a full game.
In case the deal didn't go through, and
Yeah, in case you didn't go through, just make a game. Do it. They don't mind.
oh, hold on. Wasn't Call of Duty supposed to have rotation of developers? I forgot how the rotation is again.
No.
Sledgehammer.
Yeah. No, the problem is it was to be a 1 year gap. This DLC was supposed to be done by Sledgehammer as a stopgap. Macam like, okay, 1 year off. Here's the DLC. Here's the DLC, like fun little DLC. And then the shenanigan happened. And now they made this into a full game. Oh, and the story is really bad. Like you can tell, like the open animation was a last minute addition. Like you can tell 100% it was a last minute addition. There's no music, there's no like cinematics, like Sting or whatever. No, nothing. All the stakes are I want to say muted than the previous game, because at least previous game that you're fighting the messing cartel, so like, oh, fun. This one, nah. Yeah, the big bad from the old games, remember him? Yeah, he's back now. Okay, have fun. No, nothing.
Imagine this game still sells well, and then we're gonna get Call of Duty 3, no, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, 2023, 2023.
No, for 2024.
2026. Oh god, they keep
What
milking the
the-
cow.
They're making the call. This is even worse than the other company that we're gonna talk about later, but still, which they own, which Activision previously owned. Haha. I want to say those are more like I guess more nicer approach to this game and to the series, saying don't worry, the multiplayer is going to be good. No, it's not.
Have they made
No,
changes
it's
to the multiplayer of any
no
kind? No.
nothing. It's a patch note. It's a patch note. Literally the same.
Yeah.
It's the same. That's why it's a patch note. It's like I said, like it's even more cynical than Overwatch 2. Because at least Overwatch 2 is free. Can like all the patch notes like, oh no, Diva now can do this, and then like Ana is now doing that. At least it's a patch note that you can read and it's free, so it's fine. But this one is a $70 one. It's a $70 patch note.
Yeah, the practice of like upscaling DLC scale
Into a full
content
game,
into
yeah.
a standalone release is not really that new, and some of them have succeeded very well. Case in point, the Naughty Dog games, Uncharted,
Yeah.
The Last of Us
Mhm.
those
Yeah,
are
the lots of
decent standalone games, even though you can feel it like having a smaller scope and whatever, and
but,
you can feel it,
bite side.
but it's still like if you just play it on its own and with all the expectations of it being technically a side story, it's fine. It feels okay. It doesn't feel like you are getting chump change for it. This one, at least from what you describe in it, is like, ooh, I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know which part of it makes it slimy though. That's my problem. Is it like the multiplayer having to not make that big of a change, but
No change. Like from
barely
2
any
and 3.
change,
From
yeah.
the beta, from 2 and 3 is the same. Yeah, it's literally the same. No, I think like the most egregious one like people just notice like in most shooter games, like like I don't know, Battlefield kan semua, or the previous Call of Duties, they have a platinum trophy. You have to like finishing the game on at all difficulties and multiplayer, right?
Hold on.
Modern Warfare 3 doesn't. There's no platinum trophy for this one.
God, good God. I mean, I don't care less about trophies, but my
But
God,
still,
that's a sign.
that's already a bad sign. Yeah,
That's
that's a
a
bad
red
sign.
flag.
Trophy. Macam, oh no.
Okay then. But what can you do? Activision still sells CODs, and CODs people still buy CODs every year.
There's a bundle. PlayStation has a bundle with the PS Slim. That's coming out next week.
There's no way you can stop them now, as long as people in the mainstream still keeps playing it, buying it every year. It's one against that they've gone too far, too big.
The brakes, we're too late to stop the brakes. The brakes have already broken out. This train is going to go down the hill. Mission Impossible style.
They are not listening to the critics or the influencers, because the critics and the influencers have no influence over the actual people who buy these games. So there's nothing we can do much other than say, yo, this game may not be good, but for those
So,
who,
like,
it's hard, man.
okay, like I would forgive them, kan, if it's not, if they do it like the likes of what Naughty Dog or even Ubisoft recently, sama Mirage, kan, half price 159. So instead of 300, kan, 159. Okay, fine. That means I understand this is a budget COD, whatever.
Yeah, Mirage
But no.
was also technically the same boot,
The
and the
DLC size
standalone.
game,
It
yeah,
started as DLC.
Can I understand 159 okay, so that means I'm not gonna expect much. So like if the story, like if the game, like the whole game's like that, like okay, understand. But no, I'm playing double the price of Mirage.
Okay,
For this.
for Mirage, I know why it succeeds. in terms of not feeling it as feeling like you actually paying more than what is worth. And even though I've heard the gameplay doesn't really end up being well. I mean the
Yeah.
parkour aspect feels a bit janky because they
Mm-hmm.
using the baseline of the previous Assassin's Creed game, basically from Valhalla and Origins, and so they have to work
Yeah.
around with that tech. But what made it worth it is that they really nailed down the setting. The setting, the story is a bit jumbled up from what I've heard, but the
Yeah.
setting itself, like that, the fact that they have nailed down a good representation of Golden Age, Abbasid Caliphate time,
Mm.
kan, that's that's worth it. That's worth the having that game be existing.
Like that makes sense. Like make it something unique, and even though it's a low budget preliminary days, look at this. I was like, it's the same thing as like Blood Dragon. So kind of like, ooh, look at this weird game. Or Uncharted Legacy. Look at this. Look at all these puzzles. But this one irks me. Like as a fan, as a long time fan, this irks me bad. Like oh my god, the most cynic of them all. Yo. Yep. So right now, this game I can confirm is on the trash fire list. And for those listeners that wants to know what is our trash fire list candidate so far, I can reveal to you. I think the list is not set. Like it's already locked because we already have the top 5. It
I think we
is
should.
Redfall.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Okay, so the top 5 trash fire. We can confirm it right now as recording. So Redfall by Arkane Studios. I haven't played the 60 FPS patch, but I'm pretty sure it's still bad because nobody's talking about it. And then we have Nekon's Lord of the Rings Gollum. Remember that? They also put out apology using ChatGPT. So yeah, make that
Oh.
easier. Then 2 Wii games. No, not 2 Wii games. 2 Switch games. Has anyone heard of the game that Digital Foundry reviewed called The Last Hope? And The Last of Us clone that was so bad that the Nintendo basically pulled it off.
Okay.
Yeah, that's number 4. And the second last entry before the entry of Call of Duty was Gamer Meals King Kong, The Rise of Kong, with the game that is literally made in 6 months. I've read somewhere it's literally made in 6 months. It's
By a
meant,
company called Game Mill.
yeah. Like, oh my god. You
A
cannot
little
write.
bit on the nose there.
That's all the noise. Like that is fun. That's hilarious. It's on the list. And lastly, we have, Call of Duty lah.
I can't believe this, but we have to fight for trash fire.
We have to fight that one.
We don't. But the fact that on that list, I feel like there's one trash that burns brighter than the other. Oh,
That burns hotter.
yeah.
Yeah. That is the tire. They're using tire for the fire.
The tire fire. I can see the black smoke from here.
Somehow, I thought all trash fire was equal, but somehow on this list, it doesn't. It isn't. And on that
Alright.
somber note, we should move to the news.
Yeah, we should move to the news.
Because I think the news is also kind of like, oh man.
Tak apa, the last one, that one we leave it for the last one. So we shall talk about game update news. Yeah. Something positive before we go double negative again. So recently, the Chinese room, the developers that are now in charge of the upcoming Vampire the Masquerade Bloodline games, have released a new trailer with like a talk. What's it called? The talk thing, like a death
Diary.
Death Diary. So they have revealed our protagonist. nice little nice lass. The protagonist, I forgot her name already because I just watched it and I forgot it. But it is their premise. The protagonist premise is very interesting because right. So we've been playing this. We've been loving this game called Cyberpunk, kan, where you play as a young upstart that now has a familiar someone inside your head that is the older gentleman that called Johnny Silverhand, and he's like basically the connection to the old world.
Yeah.
So okay, now I know the name. Her name is Fire. This is for VTMB 2. Our main protagonist is called Phi or Phyre. How do you pronounce that? Fire?
Higher.
think
Something or
Fire.
other.
Yeah, I think something like that. We'll get that. We'll get that when we play the game. So we play as Fire, an old vampire familiar. So basically, this is like the old leaders, the old, like from the 1900s. They have been awoken after a major incident has happened in the Seattle area. We are now connected to a young upstart called I think his name is, I forgot, is it Jerome or something like that. This is a newer person that is trying to build up their rep into the vampire world. So essentially, you are his what's the word, prince, kan, the prince, like the vampire. Yeah, you are his prince, which is hilarious because
In other words,
even
you
though
are
I've
his
explained this
senpai.
badly, yeah, basically you are his senpai. No, even though I've explained this badly, kan, is essentially we are now playing as Johnny Silverhand. We are the older person. We are the older gentleman or the old lady that has been in the world longer, but has been awoken into the new age. I think it's present day, 2024. So we have to understand the lingo and all, which is a very interesting premise, which I love already. Love. But what I don't not love about the new game is that they have simplified the choices. It's not like a la Mass Effect, so it's just one word. So choice A, choice B, choice C, one word. And then Fire will do the talking essentially, which is kind of sad because the dialogue choices in the first game was better. So far, again, from what I've seen, this is actually more solid than whatever Hairbrain Labs, was it the previous developer?
Hatsuit Labs.
Hatsuit Labs,
No,
because we already saw gameplay, and now we have seen the dialogue tree, even though it is more simplistic than I imagined. But is there?
I feel Hatsuit Labs attempt really follows closely to Bloodlines 1, for better or worse. But the worst part is that you can see some of the early gameplay and it looks janky as heck.
Oh
The the movement around town doesn't feel good, doesn't look good. But maybe the story might have like cool water. But now the Chinese room gets carte blanche. They get to start over from scratch. But they kept
like
Seattle as a location,
yeah.
so that's still there.
Yeah, not much to talk about. Tapi like so far, pretty good.
It will be the first game from the China. No, not really. But this is one of the first games from the Chinese room to have some sort of combat.
And open world. Yeah, I think they don't have an open world game at all so far. It should be an open-ish. I don't know, maybe, perhaps.
I don't know that the Chinese room did a 2D platformer for Apple Arcade one time. It's now released everywhere now. So they have like ventured far from their old, was it them the Esther, or is it?
Yeah, they are the one that made the mod, and then they formed the Chinese room to make the full game, the actual game.
Okay, what's the first game then? The Rapture something.
Everybody's
Rapture.
gone to Rapture. Yes, that's the
Yeah.
second game.
So they ventured far from their walking simulators, as we deridedly call them.
Yeah, 3 if you count Amnesia as well.
Oh yeah, they did one Amnesia game.
Did they make Dear Esther, or is it a different one?
Yeah, they are the original mod creator, and then they made it a full game thanks to
Oh yeah,
the
Chinese room. Yeah.
thanks to Valve Pay apa? Valve, I guess. Oh no, not Valve. Curve Digital sponsoring them, publishing them. Yes. So yeah,
The bloodlines continue.
I mean, so far the Bloodlines, yeah, the Masquerade series has been having good things. Like Swan Song is really good.
Yeah.
The Cultoids of New York and the 2 visual novels are pretty good. Yeah, I've played them. They're pretty good as well. They're story wise. So this might be their third hit. Yeah, the third hit out of 3.
Fingers crossed, man.
Fingers crossed. Yeah,
Fingers
fingers crossed.
crossed. Don't put a stake on it just yet. You know, things can still happen. But itulah the fun thing about the world of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines is that okay, sure, there are vampires and whatnot, kan? But it's not about, even though it's not really about the horror. It's more like, especially the vampires, it's all about the politics, man. People scheming and conniving each other. That's the fun part.
The cultoids. Yeah, the prince, the cultoids, and the different families that you have to argue with, like, no.
Yeah, it's like the Yakuza games. It's
The Yakuza game.
Now you see a thorough line, right? Yeah, it's basically like that. The fun part of a vampire, the Masquerade universe, is that seeing people scheming, doing their big plans, trying to like take control, backstabbing each other. That's the fun part. I mean, but that's why the World of Darkness has a lot of different, they have different tabletop games essentially. I mean, if you don't like the politics, you can go eco-terrorism with Werewolf.
Yeah.
That's eco-terrorism.
Good old eco-terrorism. Yes.
I forgot the full name. What was it? Werewolf the what now? It's always that format.
I forgot. Yeah, it's the werewolf game. Yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah. Yeah.
Werewolf Apocalypse. That's right.
Werewolf the Apocalypse, the most generic. I still love that.
You know, they are fighting climate change, man. They are fighting apocalypse. It makes sense in a weird way. The werewolves have seen the predestination that the world will go into ruin, so that's why they need to protect nature and defeat all the petrochemical companies. Interesting world, that one. Okay, the other news.
All right, so we shall now end this on the most somber note, because I don't know whose fault is this. Is it Bungie's management? Is it Sony and the cost cutting? Who knows? We will never know. But
someone bungle up something.
Yeah, someone bungle up good electric boogaloo. So the big story is that Bungie has laid off, I think 8%, if I'm not mistaken. 8% of their staff. It is, I think, around 100, but 100 staff, which not only includes like the younger staff, but also like legends. The veterans of Bungie, like Mr. Michael Salvadori. The man who has worked with Bungie since Halo 1. he got the sack. And I think one of the writers, not the writer, one of the artists that has worked on Bungie since Halo 1 also sadly got laid off. Lorraine McLeese, yeah, that's her name. Like 100 staff. It might not sound a lot, again, to some people, because big company and all, but this is Bungie. Bungie is a very small team, and yet they have made like a lot of these pretty good games. And now due to the number the people who see the numbers. Hey, this is a lot of red numbers. I think we should lay off people, and lay off they have.
Was it that when Bungie got acquired by PlayStation? Wasn't that
They said they want to retain player and retain stuff. Yeah, they
they,
did.
they put have an allocation of money again,
Yes.
specifically to make sure they can retain the talent there. Nothing will be affected by this acquisition. Oh no, something happened then.
Oh my god! Like,
It's just a sad state of the current trend kan. It's like
yeah,
the boom of acquisitions and the mergers and acquisition, the M&A boom in 2022 has now gone bust, and we see the repercussions of the bust, where a lot of places, a lot of publishers and developers have to let go staff because they need to cut costs. This is a time where, I mean, the economic state of the world is also affected right now. So
yeah,
we just riding down the repercussions of whether that be inflation and instability of the world. I'm using it a very generic
yeah.
term, but
Very
you
slightly.
should know what is happening right now.
Yes,
Yeah.
betul.
So there's a lot of things that have lead to the downturn of such things right here. It's a sad state lah, especially for Bungie of all people, of all of companies to get this. But I'm not sure what's the state of Destiny 2 now these days.
Oh no.
Because
Okay,
I'm
this
also
is
because when the conversation about Bungie getting the layoffs kan, I've also seen like it's not just probably corporate meddling, but it's also kind of exposes some conversations about how these developers are handling their games, current
yeah.
and upcoming. So what do you guys know about the
Okay,
Stitch?
so yeah. All right. So for the state of the game, we are now coming up to the end of the season because the next season again, it should have been the season of the dot. So we don't know what season. Which is, I don't know, is that foreshadowing by them, or are they were being cheeky at first, but now it is the biggest worst foreshadowing in the entire history. Because literally the next season of like question marks. And like due to this layover, according to Jason Schreier from Bloomberg Games, this layoff like 100 staff has now made their upcoming expansion and the final shape. Like this is the final story beat for Destiny 2's current saga. It's been delayed to June 24, so 2024.
Oh, half a year.
Which they
Half the
didn't
year,
announce yet, but
No, they did not, because there's no week this week in Bungie at all. They delayed it the next week, so they're delayed the inevitable.
which is
And
crazy to
also,
think because you know
yeah,
the game runs a tight ship. You know, you have your beats to need to hit, like okay, season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4. There's always a very specific time, and they will always need to hit it. I mean, even Lightfall was delayed kan. Was
yeah,
it?
Diceful was delayed to February. Yeah, to
Yeah,
this
it was
February because
supposed to be January or something kan. Even then they need to
it was delayed to
readjust
February.
the season
Yeah,
things.
they rejig it a bit because of that. But now they have to rejig it badly because they have lost like 100 staff. And
Black spot of time where a live service game where they need to there's no live service in terms of
December,
no
like
drip content.
after Christmas, there's no content because it was supposed to be the build up to the final shape. But what are you going to build up now?
They have to just rerun old stuff lah.
Yeah, I think
Oh, damn.
probably, most likely. But the worst damning news of them all can by also by I think this like Destiny with YouTuber, and like also I think it was also reported as well by Mr. Paul Tassi. the marathon has been delayed as well. Their upcoming Extraction Tarkov-like game that's been delayed to 2025. But the worst one there, this because most of their stuff and the PvP stuff, the stuff where you play with other players, they had a very secret apa nama summit with Tarkov players, the players that they are going to aim for.
Mhm.
Nobody likes Marathon. When they say like, who wants to play Marathon tomorrow if this launch tomorrow, nobody raised their hands up. Oh, no, like that is a bad sign.
That's a bad sign for them quoting Tarkov influencers lah. But is it a sign of a bad game? I'm not even sure. But is it a sign that people want to play that game? Maybe not. So that
That's
still,
why.
still like
If your demographic you're chasing doesn't like it, I don't know lah.
unless they are trying to get a different demographic, maybe they're going for people who don't play Tarkov but curious about extraction shooters or whatever. I don't know.
You know what has a very good casual extraction shooter?
What
That
is?
it's not even Call of Duty. It was this recently released beta game called The Finals. The guys by the game that's by Embark Studios. Former DICE devs.
Wait, is
That's
an extraction shooter? Yeah.
technically that's an extraction shooter. That's the attorney extraction shooter. Technically. It's a tournament-based extraction shooter because the kills doesn't matter. You just have to extract the money and run. Tu je. They have basically it's essentially macam they have PUBG extraction shooter essentially. Boiled it down to the bare essentials. Money, other players, 3, go, good luck. That's it.
But not loot kan?
Essentially. And no loot.
Okay, that's okay, because in my mind, extraction shooters or extraction looter games will always be about loot that you can carry over to the next match or something like that.
Yes. But this one, like, is this me and my friend, we have come up with the term extraction tournament shooter because this is just a battle for money.
Is it technically just capture the flag?
Boleh. You can say yeah. What is it called? That Sega game that got canned and then
Hyenas is hold on.
technically it's also
Hyenas is also technically you the loot itself isn't weapons or gadgets kan? Now that I mentioned, now that you brought it up. Yeah, maybe extraction shooters will later on be devolved into just capture the flag games.
Again, yeah, we yearn for the flags.
We've gone too far. We've evolved so far as a society that we forgot about capture the flag. That somebody invented. Yeah,
we back to the flag.
We've been so far from Halo these days that people will
Wrap around.
Yep.
Wrap
It will.
around.
They went west. And then they went back east. They were east.
Oh my god.
Yeah, extraction shooters and I still don't. It's not that I don't understand its appeal. I get it, but I don't want to commit to a game like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like
I mean, you have to commit to Tarkov to really enjoy. Nah, not for me.
nah, it's like not for me. I don't like Taco that much as well.
It's like a different kind of commitment though. Like, like a MOBA will take you a session worth of commitment. But this one is you want to come back. You need to come back.
Sanity. The constant sanity check game.
Like every day, what you gonna do? Okay, go up, wake up, go to the bathroom, put up Tarkov or whatever kan. That's the kind of game extraction shooters feel like to me. Maybe I haven't touched this sort of game, so maybe I don't know the full story of it, but that's what I feel about those games, and which is why I have a 10-foot stick, metaphorically 10-foot stick, to put that game away from me. So it will not come to me. I do not want to play those games. Especially with this line of work where, sometimes you suddenly get the call to, okay, you need to review a game. How long is this game? 20 to 40 hours. Okay.
Yes, hours. Yeah. Yes, hours.
How am I gonna commit another hour session when those assignments come up? No way. So yeah, lifestyle games are not for me. Ironically enough, for someone who plays games every day. Uh, where the bungee drop? Where are we with bungee again? We sidetracked so long.
Yeah. Bungie. I don't know, man. Like, it's quite ironic. Like, they were talking about, oh yeah, you cannot do this for the Last of Us punya multiplayer game, and now, and now they're in the hot water as well. Like, no.
Gee guys, I feel like multiplayer
Maybe
games.
game service is bad. I don't know.
I would
Like, no,
say
it's not bad.
but
Past, they're
a
past
bad
their
gamble.
yeah, the bad gamble now. Like, people already have their favorite click and their favorite gas game.
Yeah, it's a different case. Well, if you put in your single player games or your mainstream games, those kind
Mhm.
of games are games that people purchase, they play, and then they put on the side. Whether they play on day one or they play it when it's in deep discount, that's a whole nother matter. But the point is that they will set aside time to play it when they have the time and they can afford that game. Multiplayer games, you need commitment, man. It's like a subscription. You need commitment. And you can't commit to too many subscriptions. You cannot
Yeah,
commit to too many multiplayer games. You
betul. I agree. Like, okay, so a bit tangent again. Do you know how many hours have I spent on the new Motorfest game, the crew game?
1 hour per day? Oh, you
Yes,
mean
it's not
total?
40 hours. Yeah, no, total is not 40 hours. I think it is 1 hour per day.
Oh no.
I mean that adds up lah. Like I have spent like I think it was 100 hours or 200 hours on I forgot the range is too big. But on GT7 I think I spent about
Ah,
100 hours or so, and that's because I just wanna. But then when you look at
and,
Forza Horizon 5 I spent way
mm-hmm.
too many hours also, like 100 hours or more, but I haven't played that game now. I've stopped. I've
Cool
quit.
turkey.
I'm not really cold turkey lah, because I think the reason was some game review I had to do at the time, and then I just, oh no, I missed a week. Yeah, I have a good reason to not check in again. Itulah there's a finite amount of gamers, and the market is not growing to
Yes.
continue trying and see if that multiplayer game becomes still the hotness, the Fortnite of this generation. No.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Well, I wish them luck if they're still trying to figure them out to make it a sustainable thing. Look, if they can get a hardcore fan base, like how the Destiny games have a solid foundational community and that will play Destiny by hook or by crook, even when the game
Yeah,
sucks. So
like, I think like for the next the next 2 months when Jenny rolls in, they can. I think the fans won't mind that. Oh, we want to. How about we play? Let's say, I don't know, the season of the Witch Queen again. Huh? I don't think people wouldn't mind. Like, can.
reruns
Yeah.
lah,
It runs. It's fine.
or
Just
bring
do not
back.
let. Yeah, do not let people like apa, just forget about the game. No, just let some reruns. Uh,
There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee in the game dev industry, man. God damn it.
yeah.
I thought Bungie would be not affected by this whole thing,
But
but
yeah, like when they say the same thing, like when they did it with the Naughty Dog guys, like, oh, okay, they're fine. Narrator note, they wasn't fine.
And I guess on that somber note, as always, we should end the
Yeah.
podcast
Yes.
before it gets even worse. What's on the thumbnail then?
Hmm. Max Payne, tapi the 2D the old Max Payne.
Oh, yeah,
For Max Payne.
The one with the flat face, man. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then Okita, Fat Go Okita.
Oh, okay.
Atau VTuber can kill you. Either can work.
With 3 lipstick marks on his face.
Yes, yeah, that's the one. Yeah. That VTuber kill you, yes. In oh yeah, and the trash fire tire. Yeah. There we go.
I'll show my garbage town as well. Too many landfills right now, like too many. Okay, that's the thumbnail settled. So what's coming up? Social links.
Alright. Okay. This has been Daniel. I'm sorry for the roboticness. It has been raining here a lot, so yeah, the internet has decided to commit to the shadow realm as usual. But you can follow me on X at FL4KY. I have a review on the latest, and I think it should be like pinky, fingers crossed, the last ever SAO game. Probably, maybe. Yeah, it's out on the website, and I have a review for Alan Wake 2 coming as well. That's about it. Anan?
Yeah, also you can find me on X, drop near DR4EPN owner. DR4EPN owner. Right now I'm playing Jusan, so I don't know whether I'm gonna put it right down there. It's really
Yep,
cool
yep.
though.
Yeah, that's very good Game Pass game. Yep, I
It's a
agree.
good game, man. It's like
Dude.
very chill.
I wanted to play you sound, but then
And then it's a trap.
I've been Amirul Mekronos Ashraf, Meckronos. Find me on twitter.com there. What's coming up? Hold on. What did I put up recently?
I have no idea.
I also forgot. I should have looked it up, but I have done some stuff. It's all. Yeah, I did the review for like a Dragon Ishin. Yeah, that was new. That you can check that out on GamerMatters.com right now. I have nothing to promise other than stay tuned. I have been playing some other games.
Yes.
Which will have a review. Should I have? Maybe I'll get through it, but we'll see. We'll see. We should have the time. But yeah, I've been busy. And this has been dia.log, the Gamer Matters podcast. And
Hey, don't buy $70 game rip-offs that Call of Duty, please, I beg.